finals deciding game between Luvnest and CaptainSPrice. This is Arnhem Checkpoint. You've got Luvnest as the Soviets in the south and CaptainSPrice as the OKW in the north. I'm Matt, or AE, and I'm with Dan. Hi, Dan.
Sorry, I'm still trying to clean blood out of my ears.
Yeah, that's I did have to, before you, if you're watching this on YouTube, I did just shout ding ding as loudly as humanly possible.
Oh, well, here we go. We've got the game 3 of Luvnest and CaptainSPrice. We cast game 1, and Price took a bit of a beating from Luvnest. We skipped most of, well, we basically skipped the second game, but we found out that Price actually won this game.
Surprisingly, honestly, if I had to bet, I would have massively bet on Luvnest winning that second game. So it's a big upset to find ourselves in the decider, or at least for me it was. But all credit to Price.
It's faction selection. We know, Price went into this. He's got a bit of a grudge against Luvnest, and he said, "I have some kind of surprise, for Luvnest." And we watched the first game. And we thought, well, it isn't working out this time around. However, apparently in the second game, whatever that did work, because it only took about 19-20 minutes for that to happen as well. So fortunately, in the first game, Luvnest managed to secure enough VPs for faction selection in game 3, and that is going to let him play the faction clearly that he is more potent with, and also deny Price playing the faction that beat him in game 2.
Got the Maxim coming out straight into the garrison in the south for Luvnest. He's going to be really working hard to try and keep those cut-offs, and he's got to try his absolute hardest, because Arnhem Checkpoint is obviously a cut-off orientated map.
Interesting is Price went for double Kubel opening, so this usually obviously suggests a lot of map control coming up, and in fact he may even lose one pretty early on right now. Manages to get that out quite well, but with the double Kubel, I don't know if it's needed straight away. He's brought that out, and what that has done is stopped him from getting the infantry power. But look at him, he's outrunning Luvnest with this Maxim. Luvnest is going to have to retreat this, really.
He is, and he absolutely has done. The high-powered STG assault rifle Sturmgewehr pushing away the Maxim. Elsewhere, we've got the Kubel frantically trying to cap this cutoff, with the combat engineers staying within the circle, rotating, oscillating wildly, seemingly.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a good job to avoid the mounted gunner and the Kubel there. Just take a look at the map control for Price at the moment. That's a lot of map control. That he's gone in heavy 3 Maxims at the moment, so we're expecting that later on into this, Luvnest is going to be able to get a good amount of map control using these. But if Price holds out on the buildings here, especially the church and so on, manages to rush some of the Volksgrenadiers up, then he could have a really good chance of stopping the effectiveness of the Maxims in the early game here, and looking to get some more significant units out shortly.
Sprice has been hyper-aggressive in this early phase of the game. Luvnest really hasn't been able to assert himself on the map at all. Why didn't he go for USF? I mean, he's always been good as USF on Arnhem Checkpoint. He's so rooted in his 62 streak, his 62 win streak, Soviet faction. Here we go, though. He's pushing north through the centre. He's going to go straight for Sprice's cut-offs.
Yeah, I think the spearhead approach, everything in the center, branch out, is probably the right thing for Luvnest right now. He needs to not necessarily spread out, because with the Kubel capping power, they'll always hit the cutoffs. They'll always bounce left to right. The Maxims aren't that versatile to be able to do all of this, so he's making a very, very good strategic decision to dominate the center of the map. It also, if you look at the map now, you'll actually see the central VP gives you access to the 4 vital cutoffs like straight away. So it's a really, really important area to dominate. Price may have lost out a little bit there by letting the mid go down, but now these Maxims have a great chance to take some really, really important buildings. If you can dominate those 4 those 4 buildings in the map, especially now that Mechanized Company has gone down for OKW, there's not going to be the ISGs taking these down. The worst you're going to get is probably a Stuka, which is late, or a Luke's. So tons of tactical advantages for Luvnest at this point.
He does. CaptainSPrice is obviously going to be saving for that 65 fuel to try and get the Luke's out. But every moment that Luvnest controls these cut-off points, he's going to delay it. And the longer he delays it, the better position he'll be to counter it when it comes on the field.
Scavenger Doctrine has been picked for Price. He's popped out the Jaeger Light Infantry straight away, maybe looking to take some of these conscripts down and retreat, but more importantly, going to be getting that cut-off point. He does actually go for one that doesn't disconnect the fuel. So far, looks like nothing is stopping Luvnest's early tier 3 build at the moment.
Jaeger light infantry recon squad going south and trying to take cut-offs in turn. Of course, Luvnest does currently have the central victory point, so it's to no aim at the moment. G43.
Sorry, going in to cut off the fuel for Luvnest. Just a really good play with the Kubels at the moment, I have to say.
Double Kubel build is a very interesting one to see. Going back to Mechanized to get repaired, so keeping the Stern Pioneers active, currently trying to protect their own cutoff.
It's nice, the Jaeger infantry have managed to reclaim what is a quite important building for the OKW, and the Kubel build is actually getting him a lot of this map control back against the Maxims. You know, he's almost like occupying the Maxims with some infantry and capping around him with the Kubel, which is really, really nice actually. And also with the Mechanized as well, you know, he doesn't have to use any of the Stern Pioneers to repair the Kubels. He's in fact just withdrawing them, so he's comfortable capping whilst taking fire from the Maxims. That's a really, really important point of the Mechanized right now for what he's doing. It's absolutely integral to his strategy to have that there, so that, you know, with a double Kubel build, his Stern Pioneers aren't withdrawn from the battle, constantly repairing.
Kubel doing what it does best, and that's capping seemingly under fire. The church has been a prominent feature for Sprice. Elsewhere we've got Maxim going east to try and cap the victory point, so both players are in a decent position right now, and Sprice is currently on 53 fuel and counting, so be close to getting a look soon. In the west we got the conscripts pushing up to cap that victory point, so you can see what Luvnest is doing now, but he's got to try and keep his cut-offs.
Oh, demo. Potential demo going down.
Oh.
Actually, it's tripwire flares on the church.
Right.
And I'm gathering that's possibly in case the Jaeger infantry come out of there, but I think they actually get out on the other side of the building, if I'm honest. Most of these units exit through the front, so...
It's not a bad ability though. Of course you might have an infantry squad jump out of the church later in the game to perhaps get a Shrek shot off or do something and maybe push towards the cut-off and save time. But it's not the worst one. Oh, good Maxim fire. Right, pushes it away, does hit bonus cover road. Will the other Maxim manage to get within its firing range? Not quite. The vineyard being destroyed.
So close there, so close.
The Luvnest does have enough munitions for a demo. It might have been nice to see a demo actually.
Yeah, to be honest, considering how effective tripwires are for things getting out of buildings, you know, the demo isn't particularly needed, I wouldn't have thought. It wouldn't actually destroy the church. You see there when the Jaeger infantry just jumped out the church?
Oh, dude!
Oh, well, he gets out the back door.
Look at the bodies piled. That was a full wipe. Count the rifles. 4 deaths. Big tripwire flare.
I'm actually really surprised to see Price do that, because that's exactly what happened to him in the last game. You know, tripwire flares were the big thing that he had to deal with, and yeah, getting out on that side of the building he must have known. Well, he didn't, but he should have.
Yeah, he should have absolutely known what was going to happen there. Kubelwagen putting decent pressure on the Maxim. It's now the revenge of the Wagen. Pushing away the Maxim. It nearly died only a moment ago. Went back to Mechanized, got repaired, came back into it.
Yeah, Kubel play is doing really, really good. Really, really unfortunate for Price there, losing that unit, especially how he did. Infiltration grenades going on that house there. Loads of infiltration grenades. House takes no damage at all. Maybe some broken windows.
What's this here? Is that a demo just? Yes,
that's a demo charge. Sneaky demo charge.
Kubel getting into position to go and cap that fuel. So both players in a strong position. You could argue that Luvnest does, however, have a little bit more presence at the moment. It's all going to be about this medium armor teching point decision from 10 minutes onwards. It always is.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he goes for this. I mean, Price has done a really, really good job of keeping the fuel off, and you see him again here with the Kubels, capping hard left, hard right. He knows that the maximum strength is all in the center of the map right now, so he's just kind of teasing that with the Jaeger infantry. But yeah, I mean, he's actually kept Luvnest's medium vehicle game off by quite a significant amount of time. We're approaching 11 minutes before anything has even been built. It doesn't look like he's going for the M5 half track, probably down to the fact that he doesn't have the munitions to pop the quad cal. So yeah. Price's strategy, despite the fact it seems he's on the back foot right now, I think he's bought himself a lot of time with this. It'll be interesting to see what he goes for. It may end up being the Ostrupen. It would counter the T70 if it comes out.
Sorry, Ostrupen.
Ostwind.
Two very different things. They do have the word Austin though, so
right. Brain frazzle. Sorry.
It's all right. You're more than allowed to have some brain frazzle after this amount of casting, dude. It's absolutely fine. I've had some myself. Volkswagen is pushing away the conscripts. You got the Maxim watching over from Army Polizei Funk's house. Elsewhere, Kubel going south to try and again harass. It's what it does best, and it's doing a good job of it. More tripwire flares, by the way, to the north house.
Stuka is about to hit the field, by the way, in an attempt to try and clear all these Maxims out from the center. It's going to be met with a T70 though, which is late, but I mean, because of the Stuka, it's still going to be pretty effective at the moment. I don't really see any defense against the T70 right now. There's one Panzerschreck and no Raketten, so do we have any mines anywhere? I'm just checking all of the known points at the moment. I don't see any. I'm gonna check match stats for a second whilst you just cast this.
I will. The Kubel went down to a mine in the east. That's what I believe it died to. This Kubel's in a bit of danger. Big. Oh, look at that! Maxim nearly destroyed. Tripwire destroyed. House leveled. What a great Stuka barrage to open up with. However, you've got Stern Pioneers. They do have a minesweeper.
By the way, I'm really sorry. I have to point this out. The Kubel actually drove over the Soviet mine on the left-hand side, and nothing happened.
Did it?
It was point on point that the mine had just finished being built. Kubel was on top of it, and unfortunately, it must have been so slightly off to the right.
What an aggressive T70 from Luvnest. He went for the Stuka, he got met by Volksgrenadiers, he stayed in there regardless, and he picked up 3 kills in his first foray, so not bad at all. Demo was swept, by the way, by the Stern Pioneers. That's a bit
yeah, nice pickup for him.
Could be a good pickup for Luvnest. Those Stern Pioneers on retreat. One more shot necessary. Just has to hit. 2 misses, third time lucky. Third time lucky. Stern Pioneers down and out. God, Luvnest is swallowed up the map. Let's get the TAP map up there. Look at that. And does Sprice have an answer? He's currently getting his SWS truck. To what avail?
Difficult one, really. I mean, he doesn't really have much of the fuel for this. My guess is it's going to be the battle group so that he can, start getting all of his squad sealed and stuff. But he's really on such a back footer at the moment. He needs to be focusing on getting something like a Rakettenwerfer so that he can actually start to deal with the T70. He's probably still got capability to get around the Maxims. He's got good enough micro to do that. But really, the issue is with with this T70. There's really nothing on the field right now. To deal with this.
He's just seen the T70 coming onto the field of battle. Flares go up on the Volksgrenadiers.
Oh, the headquarters truck is horribly out of position here. T70 is rushing to get it. No defense for it whatsoever.
3 shots needed. Will the T70 follow up? No. Preservant play from Luvnest. Doesn't want to chance something. I mean, it'd only be worth to him 100 munitions, 15 fuel rather. Big barrage goes in. Ooh. Very pyrotechnic base, but it wasn't actually that effective.
Yeah, well, it's blowing up all those oil barrels, and also I found recently, when you blow up those oil barrels and there's units standing around them, it does contribute to their health loss. Most of them they will die on explosive impact.
Oh, Stormless, I've had a really good idea, by the way.
Makes a change.
Shut up! I'm gonna download the Talisman game that we cast 2/3 of. and we'll cast it from that point onwards, yeah, and then we'll put it on YouTube.
Just link it together halfway through.
Yeah, I'll run it through Sony Vegas, yeah.
Sure.
Okay, when can we do that? In the week sometime, maybe Wednesday.
Anytime you like.
All right, mate. We'll get that sorted.
Probably the evenings are better for me. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, not when I'm at work. Yeah. Good point. Oh, God, nice use of the infiltration grenade assault for 15 munitions. Pushes the conscripts wildly out of cover. All the while, the Jaegers take a shot off them.
Did you see what they were doing?
Were they dancing? What was it?
Oh, take a look at that again some point. It was great. It's like they couldn't get into the church, basically, for some reason, so they were just, like, flailing.
To be fair, mate, they just had loads of stun grenades thrown at their heads. Oh, big mine goes off, kills another Kubel in the north. Glad I saw that.
Yeah, a really good mine there from Luvnest. I mean, he saw that the headquarters truck was coming up to that direction. I imagine he must have thought that there's a chance it might come there again, but he actually gets a better pickup with the Kubel than he could have done for the headquarters truck there, so really, really great. There's also, Luvnest is planting tripwire flares everywhere, all over the left-hand side of the map. There's just nothing at the moment. Price is a bit far in with his Stuka as well. This could be a big Stuka strike, though.
Oh, this is a big condensed target. Second barrage wipes 2 Maxims. Well, 1.5 at least. Nice spread there. If he'd put it laterally, he might have picked up the Zits, but he wasn't to know that. Here comes the KV-8 from Luvnest. Shot rifle front line utilised.
That pit from the demo charge just very, very quickly became a smelting pot, and KV-8, it's just got no contest. I don't understand why Price is relying so heavily on Volksgrenadiers to provide all of his anti-tank capabilities. It really makes no sense to me. From right at the start of the game, there hasn't been any effective AT counters. We know that Luvnest, there was no question Luvnest was going to deviate from a tier 3 build here. Why this wasn't built, why at least there were no mines or a Raketten, is just, it bewilders me.
And this Volksgrenadier is going down Vet 2 with the Shrek, seemingly. Yep, dies to fire. Another Shrek down
I'm very
there.
surprised if he doesn't call GG right now. He's got no units on the field. His battle group is about to go down. No chance of any decent tech. Other, the best thing he could do is a Puma right now, and it's just not going to work.
Lots of Shreks on the field as well. More tripwire flares going down. T-70 marauding. That thing's got 19 kills. It's been such an MVP unit. For Sprice, an MV game unit, seemingly. Oh! Beautiful shot from the T-70 there. Evaporates that Stern Pioneer. Big loss with everything it does. One Shrek shot goes in, but...
Jaeger-Light infantry with 2 Shreks. They're going to get veterancy really quickly. That's actually that's going to be a really effective unit, to be honest. Camouflage ability, 2 Panzer Shreks. They're an incredibly accurate unit, but of course, this is a little bit too late to be considered as any kind of effective unit at the moment. But really nice to see. It's probably the first time I've ever seen 2 picked up Shreks on a squad like this.
How did Sprice win game 2? Because, to be honest, I was a bit egg on my face moment when I realised Sprice had won game 2, obviously, and that's why we find ourselves watching Decider. Because, look, I'd emphasise, here comes a big barrage. It's on some nice meaty targets, doesn't hit any of them. It was at a diagonal, same diagonal as before. But in that first game, and having watched their games previously, Sprice is a brilliant player, don't get me wrong, but he's not as good as Luvnest in my opinion, having watched them play each other a few times. So I couldn't get my head around how he would have won game 2 from what we've seen, Interesting to see what happened in that game. We'll have to look. Does chat know, by the way? I asked Luvnest sum up what happened in one sentence in this game 2. He said, Price won. He's not very happy about it, whatever it was.
I get the feeling that whatever Price had in store for Luvnest today, it was heavily revolved around playing as allies, and it would be interesting to see, what it was. But I mean, that time is over. Price surrenders.
Now I'm really excited to see where we're up to in terms of the bracket. I'm really eager to see where we're up to now. And first of all, I mean, obviously we're going to be waiting for the Talisman games. So, wouldn't it be good if in Obs mode you got a timer saying how long the game had been on for? Unfortunately, you don't, which is a shame. You can work it out though. But I want to work out where Talisman and Nagano are up to on their side of the bracket. Also, I want to check out what's happening in the south side with Jezulin. So let's go have a look.
Oh, were we on camera when I was drinking my beer?
Yes, we were. What beer have you got, mate? Have you got a nice one?
It is Stella. Yep. Stella
Where's your
Artois.
wife?
What wife? Oh, I beat her to death. Is
Yeah,
that what you're
that's it.
That's
Stella's
the appropriate response to that.
wife
No.
beater.
We don't advocate that here, and also we drink it in moderate amounts so that things like that never happen.
Alright, joke killer, bloody hell. Do not have a wife, and if I did, I would not beat her. Okay, sorry.
Just trying to play the
You're right, mate. You're all right.
good cop.
Yes, that's it. You're good cop. I'm bad cop. You're the person ESL will ask back, and I am certainly not.
Tob Manovic, yes. My video is mirrored. Thank you for noticing.
What? Talisman beat Nagano?
Did he?
Yes, he won.
Oh.
Why are you doing that head?
I was just like, we just had to watch Price get his ass kicked again.
Yeah, I know. Oh, both games were absolutely fantastic by the looks of things.
Oh, so they played twice, have they? Who? So first game went to Talisman. Second game went
Well,
to who?
if Talisman won,
Oh, he's won the whole bracket.
yes.
Wow. Well, fair play to
Great player.
Talisman for that. He was the player to watch from last week, so I'm actually really happy for him that he beat Nagano. Nagano is not an easy win by any means whatsoever. So,
Top tournament player, man. Top tournament player.
credit to him. Sorry that we missed his game, but
But at least
yeah.
we got to see the epic.
See Price gets asked.
Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly. That was funny. You never listen to chat. Always believe your convictions, but but they were going to lynch me, Dan. They literally had a noose ready for me and all sorts. I was scared.
Yeah, I agree. The chat put a little bit too much pressure on you.
They were. Did you see them? And that lovely person. Oh, by the way, I had a former tournament organising wishing life-threatening illness on me during the chat. So I'm trying to cast a game, like focus really hard. Then I look at chat and I've got like, we hate you, account eliminator. You made the wrong decision. We want you to die in real life. And I'm like, oh please, I'm so sorry.
Probably a little strong. 1 second.
Possibly. Possibly.
I'm just messaging some people. This is important, by the way. Sorry, so give me a second.
No, go for it, man. Yeah, we were having a little tiny lull, obviously, whilst we wait for these games to start. I am currently getting Replay Analyzer hooked up so I can try and make sense of what happened in the other games, and I'll show chat that as well. It is really interesting, the piece of software that Inverse has made. Obviously, Inverse, the old Company Heroes 1 player, made a neat Replay Analyzer for Company Heroes 2, which is very nice of him. It's called cohdb.com is the replay analyzer, for those that want to know. Right then, I'm going to bring this up on chat and go through it. Sorry, Dan, this will be a bit quiet time.
Nope, no worries.
Right then. God, both games were really long and really epic seemingly. The first one we saw was Nagano versus Talisman, both on Fame and Ville Approach, and that ended up being a 52-minute game. So if we had cast it, we would have missed the Luvnest prize situation. So what I'm going to do is make sure that all the casters are aware of these two games, and they will be cast, and me and Dan are going to finish our game of this one. Let's just quickly go through the filters for you. So how it works, this is what I like to do. I like to deselect all of these and just focus on units. It gives you a really good picture. So after the Sherman, he went with an M36 tank destroyer. This is Nagano. M1 AT guns, so you can see he probably lost said tanks if he then went for M1 AT guns. Pardon me. So now we go over to Talisman. So it was Rakettenwerfer, 2 Panzer IVs. That's where we're up to. We're up to about halfway mark, weren't we? And it was a really long game in the end, Dan. It was an hour long. So we've got the second half to cast either tomorrow evening or Tuesday evening, and then I'll stitch them together and upload it to YouTube and make sure everybody's aware of it. So tomorrow you'll have all the VODs. This is for chat, and then the next day I'll stitch together that cast we only did about half of.
Right.
Then he went for a Jagdpanzer, Obersoldaten, Jagdpanzer, Panther. So God, he had a massive tier 5 or Schwerpanzer, whatever you want to call it.